Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing the Hachseg's learning of the Pele Yoetz, day number 184. Continuing in Dibur, but now we begin a new section. Now we're going to begin to mention those types of speech that are completely evil and bad. Even the person that fears Hashem could sometimes get lured into these speeches. He also has to be on the lookout and be careful. Lashon hara hu haroish shoresh poire roish. The first and foremost of the averas of speech is lashon hara, evil speech, gossip, as we will see. Ki hu shakol keneged avodah zarah gilarais ushvichas damim. Lashon hara is tantamount to the three cardinal sins, which is worshipping idols, gilarayis, illicit relations, and shvichas damim, and spilling blood, murdering someone. When a person speaks lashon hara, he can end up trampling on all of that. Ukvar karasai Dovid HaMelech alasham dechsiv. Dovid HaMelech already cut off and condemned those people who speak lashon hara, like it says in the Tehillim, Yachreis Hashem kol sifsei chalakos. Hashem should cut off all of those lips that speak smoothly, lashon medaberes gedolos, those tongues that speak boastfully, lashon hara. The Pele Yoetz is saying that's what Dovid HaMelech is referring to, and therefore David cuts it off, telling Hashem to cut it off. We have to be careful and cut it out and not say lashon hara. V'lashon hara hu ha'medaber b'genus chaver. Lashon hara is when you speak negatively about a friend, about another Jew. And if you speak negatively about him and you make things up about things that really he doesn't do, he doesn't have, his faults, but that's called Moitze Shemer, where you are slandering this person with your false words. And if, when it's true, it's called Lashon Hara, so anyone who ends up revealing something that was not known before, and he goes like a peddler, and he reveals the secrets. He goes from one place to the other and he starts revealing things about this person. He carries his words with him and he says, you know, Ploni, that person over there, he did this to you. He spoke about you in such a way. So the person who is speaking lashon hara, he's going around like this Rachel, like this peddler. He's peddling his wares and he's bringing negative things about the other person over here. Great is his sin. His tongue is drawn like an arrow. And his throat is like an open grave. That's it. He's finished. But if you see that your friend is going to endure some kind of damages as a result of him not knowing this information, then you're obligated to reveal to him what you know so that he should be able to guard himself. That it says, do not go be like a talebearer amongst your people, but also do not stand idly by on the blood of your friend. Ani Hashem, I am Hashem. So for example, let's say that you know that there's this fellow who's in the world of business. His name is Yitzi, and he's very ruthless in business. He's gotten busted by the police numerous times. He's done a number on other people. He's a person that you cannot trust at all. And you know people personally that have been hurt by his business affairs before. So now you have a good friend of yours who's about to invest in some kind of company that Yitzi is presenting and promoting. You are not only allowed, but you're obligated to go and tell your friend, if I were you, I would stay far away. I know too many things. He's been involved in many deals that have gone sour, and he was put pressure on people, and he lied to people, and he did this, and he got busted by the government, and all different things. Stay far away. So if I want to save a person from getting damaged, that's called to'elis. That's called I'm benefiting the person when I say over these words that would normally be lashon hara. Over here, it's not lashon hara because I'm helping to save them. Navlus hapen, a person who uses profanity with his mouth. As nefesh doiverav yispe, he destroys the very soul that speaks those words. Remember, the thing that separates us from every animal and every being in the world is the koyach hadibah, the power to speak. And it's an expression really of the neshama that's inside of a person. If I use my mouth and my tongue and my lips to express navlus hapeh, profanities, curse words, and lowly things, so that I'm destroying the very essence of my soul, which is where the speech itself is coming from. Like it says, Al Kain, Al Bachurav lo yismach Hashem. Hashem does not rejoice over the youthful men. The es almanoisav lo yirachim. Hashem doesn't have mercy on the almanos, on the widows. Ki kol peh doiver nevala, because all these people are speaking navlus hapeh, profanities. Says Hashem, you're on your own. I can't have rachmanis, I can't have simcha from you, I can't have any pity on you. You're doing something that is terrible. Rabbi says, a person deepens Gehenna for themselves, whether you're the one who's speaking the words of navlus hapeh, of the inappropriate words, or you're the one that's listening and you're quiet, you don't say a word, you just like it's okay. I once had a fellow in my office, wasn't the most religious person in the world, and as you know, in the non-religious world, cursing is just like, it's like saying, hello, how are you? That's how they talk. So he was standing in my office, and every other word out of his mouth was a curse word. And I was standing there looking at him, somewhat in shock. And after about a minute or two of him talking to me, he says, oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot. You can't hear those kind of words. My apologies. Now, the truth of the matter is, he cannot say those words either, and that's what we're saying. Your mouth is a kli kadosh. It is a holy vessel that's used for Torah and for tefillah and for brachas and answering amen and giving people chizuk and the like. To use your mouth and defile it with lashon hara, with navlus hapeh, with profanities and stuff, you're weakening the koyach hadibur that you have. The Horowitz says such a mashal that imagine a person spends their lifetime speaking lashon hara, but they also daven every day. They daven for good things. They daven for refuah, for help, for health. They daven for parnasa. They daven for shidduchim for their children, everything. And they see, I don't understand. I daven so stark. My tefillahs are never being answered. Says the Horowitz, imagine you have a pipe and you pour some water through the pipe and it comes out on the other side rusty and dirty. You wonder, I don't understand. That was Fiji water. It cost me $8 a bottle. I poured it in the pipe. How could it be rusty? It's supposed to be clear. Then you realize the pipe itself is filled with rust and dirt and schmutz. And when the clear water and the clean water goes through there, it takes out the rust inside the water itself. Now you have rusty, dirty water. Says the Horowitz, the same thing is true with our speech and our tefillahs. If your pipes of dibur, of speech, are rusty and dirty and filled with shmutzi, lashon hara, and navlus hapeh, then it doesn't matter how pure and how sincere your tefillahs are when you daven to Hashem. All those pure prayers are going through the rustiest and the dirtiest and the ichiest of pipes. And therefore, when the tefillah gets out on the other side, it's dirty, it's blemished, it's damaged, and it can't make its way into Shemayim. Says the Pele Yoetz over here that you deepen these levels of Gehenna for a person if a person is not careful with this. If you heard the words of nivlus hapeh, if you heard the words of lashon hara and you remain quiet, you're also going to be punished. Even if there was a heavenly decree for 70 years, l'toiva, everything should be good, parnasa and health and marriage and kids and you name it, everything is going to be amazing. Nepach alav l'ra, by opening your mouth and saying all the wrong things, you can turn that wonderful gezerah, that decree, into a terrible decree. Rachmana litzlan. Now, what is navlus hapeh? What is profanity? What is the lowliness that a person speaks about? When he speaks about dvarim shebein ish li'ishtoi, private matters between a husband and a wife, relations and the like, and those private moments, and a person speaks about that openly, that's privacy between a husband and a wife. Bein befiv, bein beremes, whether he says it with his mouth, or whether he does it beremes, he makes faces, he makes bodily movements and the like. He has body language. All of that is called navlus hapeh. That's called profanity. Maybe shir nachim, or maybe he sings the songs of the goyim, where they speak these love songs. all these songs about this one and this affair and that woman and this one and that. That's also navlus hapen. Umiyad min nadin oisei b'shamayim, immediately is excommunicated in the heavens. Arboim malachim, there are 40 angels that are coming. Shemin nadim v'chavoitzim v'piv divrei navlus hapen. Anyone who speaks navlus hapen, profanities, the angels come and they excommunicate him. Rachmana litzlan, Hashem should have mercy on us. Amen. Shvuas sheker. Now again, navlus hapen is something that it's in the Welt, it's in the world. Everywhere that you go, there's billboards that have nivel peh. There's shows even in the Jewish world that have nivel peh. There's a webcasts and websites that are telling you the news, and there on the news there's words that are nivel peh. How careful a person has to be. Words that when you were younger that you knew that you never say such words, to try to hold on to that purity of when we were young, and we have to instill that. We try in our children in this generation. The Peh Kodesh, it's a holy mouth. It's a mouth that was made for such good things. Let's not defile it and lower it into the world of navlus hapen. Shavua sheker, a shavua shav. If a person swears sheker falsely, or a person swears shav for no reason, he swore if he didn't need to. Shalai hishbiu bezdin, because bezdin, the courts did not mechayev him, obligate him to swear. He says HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name in vain. In any language, whether it's in English, whether it's in Hebrew, whether it's in Russian, whether it's in Farsi, whether it's in Japanese, it doesn't matter. Gadol avani, his sin is very great. He said Hashem's name in vain. The whole world trembled and shook at Har Sinai when HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Lo yisisa, do not take Hashem's name in vain. And here you are taking Hashem's name in vain? How could you do such a thing? V'asar l'daber imishu ragel l'shava. You should not speak. It's also prohibited to speak to someone who normally swears about things. I'll call davar she'oiver. The guy swears, I promise I'll do this. I swear I'll do this. I swear to God I'll get the. If you know that he talks like that, don't talk to him about things, because you are putting a stumbling block in front of your friend because he's going to end up swearing. But however, there are times when it is a mitzvah for a person to swear. Somebody is choshed you, they suspect you of doing some kind of crime, doing something that's wrong, hurting them. So the only way they're going to believe you is if you swear that you didn't do such a thing. It clears the air with them and with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I mean, they realize that you're such a good person. There's no way that you would swear unlawfully. Or if you're having a hard time saying away from things that are asur. So swear, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I swear that I will not do that anymore. Or you're going to swear to be mizaris, to excite yourself, to do a mitzvah, like I wrote over there above in the chapter of Geder, when we spoke about the gedarim, the boundaries a person should make for themselves. Sometimes you have to swear in order to be able to control yourself and hold yourself back. One last part, hachanufa, someone who flatters. Your mouth and your heart is not equal. Because you're showing such great love for this person. Oh, you're amazing, you're so incredible, there's nobody like you in the world. But your insides are not like that you exude on the outside. All the more so in befiv shalom yadaber. If you speak peacefully and nice things about the person, we're such good friends, you're a great guy, you're unbelievable. Ubikirva yasim arba, but inside your heart you're putting ambush, you're ready to just get this person. He mida ra is a terrible mida. Maybe it brings anger and rage of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to this world. The adas chanei musa kanida, the adas, the group of those that are chanef, that are flatterers, they are as disgusting as a nida, as a woman that is your pardon, but it says a woman that is in need, that is menstruating. Va'avera gareres avera, one avera brings about another avera. Shalayimche biyad mi shebiyad limchais. Because if you're so busy flattering people, then when someone comes along that really needs you to be meicha, they need you to protest their actions or to give them the rebuke that is necessary, you will not be able to, because you're such a flatterer, you can't even get out of your mouth anything that's going to be critical of another person. And if this person continues to do an avera because you never protested, you never said you're at peace with this man, and you never told him that he should really step up his ways over here and stop acting in such erroneous ways. So then if he continues doing avera, it's your fault, and you get the demerits, you get the punishments that come along, but that avera goes on your cheshbon, on your account. So if I could save a person from doing an avera and I don't, so I'm held responsible when he does it again. And if I'm a machane, if I'm a flattering type of a person, I'm always talking so nice about everybody, even when I hate their guts. But I always talk nicely. Even this person drives me crazy. I know he's a wicked person. I know he's a bad person, but I just flatter. I want people to like me. I want to see what I can get from them. I want to be on their good side. This guy's got money. This guy has prestige. This guy has power. This one has protection. I want stuff from them. Then I have a hard time ever saying the truth. And therefore, says the Pele Yoetz, stay far away from chanufa, from chanifa, from flattery. Stay far away, as we were saying over here, from swearing and taking Hashem's name in vain. Stay far away from navlus hapeh, profanities in your mouth, rachman otzan, the peh kadosh, and stay far away from lashon hara, which is the roish, the top of all the evil speech that a person could have uttering from their lips. All the best. Hatzlacha in your quest to control your mouth and not let your mouth control you.